Why am I still buying Enjin? It's because I believe that during this bull run, it could hypothetically go to the price of $10. And of course, not a financial advisor, this isn't a guarantee. But the reason why I think that could happen, I think it's going to come down to the fact that Enjin has an amazing use case. After all, it gives developers and creators the ability to launch top-tier Web3 games and applications. And for the people out there that say that, oh wow, when it comes to Enjin's adoption, it's kind of bad. I disagree because, for instance, you take a look at how Enjin has already been involved with amazing gaming projects such as Lost Relics, The Six Dragons, Nine Lives Arena, and of course, many others. But it doesn't end there because Enjin has already been involved with Microsoft. And I'm not joking, by the way, I'm talking about that hashtag Bill Gates. Because, for instance, you take a look at how Enjin was involved with something called Azure Heroes, which is Microsoft's very own digital badge rewards program. So yeah, that's how amazing Enjin is. A lot of people out there, they seem to think that Enjin is kind of off into the abyss. They think it sucks, but I completely disagree. I think adoption is already very strong, relatively speaking, for as to how up and coming it is. So that's a good sign in my opinion. And also you take a look at the Enjin blockchain. Some people out there, they may think that this was kind of a waste of resources, but I disagree because I think this is a step in the right direction. And it's not like the Enjin blockchain is bad. It's really good because, for instance, it can currently facilitate over 5,000 transactions per second, which is insane. And also on top of that, it is able to process upwards of 2,000 mints per transaction, which also, again, I think is very crazy. And also, let's not forget, it has an average transaction cost that is less than a penny. I mean, can you imagine that? So that's how amazing the Enjin blockchain is. Now, when it comes to this, I do believe that it has something to kind of do with what happened with Enjin a while back ago as regards to Coinbase, because initially when Coinbase decided to delist Enjin, a lot of people started to panic. They suddenly thought it was a doomsday, right? And now I've already talked about this in my previous video, but in case, someone didn't watch that, I want to give my thoughts on this because, again, people think that Coinbase delisting Enjin is a bad thing, but hear me out because you take a look at, for instance, when Gala transitioned to become Gala V2, what happened? Coinbase quite essentially didn't want to support it, allegedly, and then they delisted Gala. And of course, at that point, people started to panic, especially the Gala community. But for me, it wasn't a big concern because Gala was still listed in a lot of exchanges anyways. Now, you take a look at Enjin being delisted from Coinbase. I think the Enjin blockchain sort of has something to do with this because Coinbase does have a history of doing this. Again, we take a look at Gala. But Enjin, much like in the case of Gala, is still listed in many exchanges. So I don't think it's a bad thing. Some people do, but I don't think it's bad at all. Now, if Enjin started to get, delisted from multiple exchanges at once, then yeah, that's terrible news. But just Coinbase, in the grand scheme of things, I feel like who cares? That's just my opinion. So I don't think it's going to affect Enjin in the long term. And I think many people probably don't even care about this anyways. Imagine, let's say 6 months, a year from right now, they're going to forget all about this. That's just my viewpoint though. And the amazing thing about Enjin is that they're focused on markets that have a lot of potential. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Because, for instance, we all know that Enjin is focused on blockchain gaming and NFTs. Now, when it comes to Grandview Research, they showcase how by 2030, the NFT market is expected to be worth over $200 billion, while on the other hand, the blockchain gaming market is predicted to be worth over $300 billion. So that's insane. Both of those figures right there is bigger than some countries' GDP. So when you take a look at blockchain gaming and NFTs, yeah, sure, some of the hype did die down, as of late, but I think better days are still ahead. I think what we saw back in 2021 was just a small glimpse of what we could very well see in the future. And last but not least, we also know that Enjin is focused on the metaverse too. Now, you take a look at how the hype for the metaverse, it's kind of not as great as what it was before. That's the way I view it. But again, much like blockchain gaming and NFTs, I think better days are still ahead because according to a very reputable, firm called McKinsey, they do predict that the metaverse could reach $5 trillion in value by 2030. I mean, this is crazy. That's clearly bigger than a lot of countries' GDP, much like the NFT and blockchain gaming market. So yeah, this is very ridiculous. Anyway, take a look at it is that Enjin, they're focused on markets that moving forward could very well have so much potential. Now, they're not focused on markets right now that may necessarily have a lot of hype, like a AI, for instance, or they're not some sort of meme coin project. But in my opinion, they're priming themselves for such a fantastic run in the future because you take a look at how when the metaverse hype jumps back in again, once blockchain gaming, NFTs, guess who's going to be there to catch the wave? I think it's going to be something like Enjin, because they're not giving up. 2022, 2023, that was kind of rough, for blockchain gaming, NFT, metaverse projects. But I think a resurgence is hypothetically bound to happen because I think they're revolutionary markets. And I think Enjin, they understand that, which is why they're not giving up. And I love that. So anyway, take a look at it. I don't think Enjin at the price of $10 is insane, especially if I were to consider the market cap it would have at that point, considering its current circulating supply, which is, of course, around $16.5 billion. This isn't crazy. I mean, come on, man. We've seen something like Dogecoin reach over $80 billion in market cap. This is like peanuts. And now, if we want to tone things down a little bit, right, we take a look at SHIB, at one point reached around $40 billion in market cap. So this isn't insane at all. It's not crazy in my opinion. If I'm saying that Enjin needs, a $50 or $60 billion market cap to go to the price of $10, then yeah, okay, that's a little bit crazy. But around a $16.5 billion market cap, I don't think it's insane at all. Now, what are bullish factors, which I think could very well allow for that to happen, on top of the, potential of the blockchain gaming, NFT, and metaverse market? That is the fact that, according to Crypto.com research, there's over 500 million crypto owners as of right now, which is nearly double the figure when compared to the peak of the 2021 bull run. So the potential FOMO buying pressure and buying volume this time around, I think, could be insane. And also, I think Bitcoin is primed for such an amazing future. You take a look at, for instance, the Bitcoin ETF, and also you take a look at how more people than ever before, again, own cryptocurrencies. And I think that right there could very well allow Bitcoin to reach great heights during this bull run. And I think it could hypothetically at least go to the price of $150,000. But in my opinion, once Bitcoin reaches the price of $100,000, let's say even beyond, again, right, to $150,000, I think the altcoin season then is going to look so legendary. So I think that Enjin at the price of $10 wouldn't surprise me. There's a lot of bullish factors, which I think could very well allow for that to happen. And also, how soon? Usually altcoins, they peak anywhere between a year and a half to half a year after a Bitcoin halving event. Now, if the Bitcoin halving event we consider happened back in April, that's either October this year to October of next year, which isn't that long, by the way, because I've been acquiring Enjin ever since 2021. So I've been believing in this thing for quite a while now. But I'm not giving up because, again, it's not even that far, historically speaking. Now, only time will tell, but even if I have to wait that time frame, I don't mind again, because I feel like I'm sort of nearing the end of the marathon in terms of what this bull run could potentially showcase. Because again, I've been through 2022, 2021, 2023. I mean, as of right now, we're in the second half of 2024. So I feel like this is kind of 8 or 9 miles, and then the marathon is like 10 miles. Would it make sense for me to give up right now? I don't think so. Why not quit at the first or second mile? Now, it's better not to quit, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but that's just my mentality. So I'm not giving up. I'm going to continue to accumulate Enjin. My strategy hasn't changed ever since 2021. That's dollar cost averaging. So anytime an income, I'm acquiring, I'm holding, and I'm just waiting. That's it. I'm not trying to day trade. I'm not trying to use leverage. I'm not trying to swing trade. That's just not my style. Again, I accumulate, I hold, and I just wait. That's it. I like to keep things simple, because when something is this amazing, and also when I believe something could hypothetically go to the price of $10, much like in the case of Enjin, why would I not keep things simple? And again, $10 wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think Enjin is that fantastic, and I think this bull run could be that legendary. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.